Well, you can thank Epic Games and Fortnite Battle Royale for once again bringing the discussion of crossplay back to the forefront. But guys, if it isn't apparent by now, let me just reiterate it for you. Crossplay between PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is never going to happen. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Crossplay, crossplay, crossplay. It's everybody wants to talk about. You know, clearly Xbox wants crossplay with PlayStation, and clearly PlayStation wants nothing to do with it. And it all stemmed from a couple days ago, last week, when Epic Games put out a press release saying that they're going to have crossplay with PlayStation 4 in the phones and PC. People were wondering, hey, where's Xbox in that list? What is going on? A couple days later, Epic Games put out another press release saying that Xbox One would have crossplay with the phones and PC, but no mention of PlayStation 4. In fact, a user sent a question to Phil Spencer on Twitter, which he replied to. This guy says, "Hi, I wanted to ask that can Xbox One and PS4 players play together in Fortnite? We really want crossplay system between Xbox One and PS4. Phil Spencer responds with, "Me too," and Fortnite responds with, "We three." So we clearly know who is holding up crossplay between all these systems. It's clear as day Xbox wants it. It's clear as day even Epic Games wants it. But Sony doesn't want to play ball. And you know what? That's their prerogative. It is their business to run after all. It's never going to happen, guys. Honestly, you know, this stuff comes up. It came up with Minecraft, where Microsoft was allowing all Nintendo Switches and PCs and phones to all play with each other, and yet there was Sony sitting on the sideline not joining in. It happened again when Rocket League had crossplay between Xbox PC and Nintendo Switch. Once again, Sony sitting on the sideline. And it's going to happen that way for whatever other games introduce crossplay between Xbox, PC, phones, and the Nintendo Switch. Those are the systems that are going to be able to play with each other because Nintendo and Microsoft clearly don't have any issues working together in that area. And Sony's going to be always on the other side, maybe having crossplay with phones and PC whenever it suits them. But the idea of PlayStation mixing and cross-playing with Xbox and Nintendo is just never going to happen. And we should realize that by now. You know, reading all this stuff that constantly comes up whenever a game does this, and just kind of expecting something different, you know, what did Vaz say in Far Cry 3? It's like, you know, that's the definition of insanity, is expecting something different. Sony is never going to allow this. And it's because it's their business prerogative not to. They run the video game industry at this point. They have the most consoles sold. They have probably the most subscriptions to a paid subscription service in PlayStation Plus. They are the leader. They set the trends, you know? And to think that they would want to help Xbox and Nintendo out in any sort of way for a bigger user base of players in a multiplayer game is just not going to happen. Sure, it would definitely help out Fortnite and Rocket League and all these other games if all the consoles played together, right? All those games could have a bigger pool of players. The online would last longer. I mean, how many times have you actually logged into a game that was 3 or 4 years old and didn't have anybody playing it, right? Well, that would go by the wayside if, you know, crossplay was enabled across everything. But once again, people, they need to realize that PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, these are all corporations, and they care about one thing, and that's their bottom line. Xbox last gen, yes, they were the leaders when crossplay was brought to them between certain games on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox. Xbox declined. And nobody really cared except for maybe PlayStation users because Xbox, you know, they said they gave almost a similar excuse as to PlayStation gave this gen. They said that they couldn't, you know, guarantee certain experiences on other platforms, and if you wanted to play online, you'd have to play in the 360 because Xbox Live was the best. And it's almost a similar response to what Jim Ryan was asked during E3 this past year when they asked, why is there no crossplay between PlayStation and Xbox? Of course, he gave the dumbest reason of all time. Instead of just saying, we can't guarantee the experience is the same for other players on other platforms or whatever, he went with, we need to protect the kids. The kids. It was a dumb reason then. It's a dumb reason now. All they need to say is it's not in our best business interest. But of course, they can't say it's not in their best business interest because then they come across as a cold, heartless corporation, which is exactly what all these corporations are. You know? And I know they have the hashtag, greatness awaits and for the players, but at the end of the day, those are just taglines to get the community kind of rallying behind them. PlayStation doesn't care about its users, in the grand scheme of things. They only care about the users when they're spending money, and very much similar to Xbox. Now, hopefully, this can all go away. Now, with that said, sure, I wouldn't mind cross-play coming to all the consoles. That'd be cool. That'd be great. Can you imagine, like, a game having PlayStation versus Xbox players in some sort of match? That'd be cool. But I'm not going to lose any sleep over it never happening, which is what I think is going to happen. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's never going to happen. Because even if next gen starts, PlayStation is probably more than likely going to be dominant again. Unless they make some ridiculous huge screw up where they price their system at $600 and it blows up in people's houses. You can bet PlayStation and Nintendo Switch are going to do really well. And who knows what the Xbox 2 is going to do. I hope it does really well. I hope all consoles do well. But this idea of crossplay actually happening at some point is a pipe dream. Because one of the companies, usually the one who's in the lead, who doesn't need it, who sees that as a deterrent for people buying PlayStation 4s, right? Because that's what PlayStation's doing. They're using the idea that their user base, all the 70 million users have to play with each other, and that helps sells the system to other people. They think that if they allow crossplay, then a PlayStation players' friends who normally would get a PlayStation 4 to play with them might be able to just go buy an Xbox and not have to buy into the PlayStation ecosystem, not buy PlayStation Plus, not buy the games on there. So they think they would lose money in that situation. Are they wrong? Are they right? Who knows? It hasn't been done yet. Maybe they're completely wrong. Maybe if PlayStation allowed this, even more people would buy PlayStations. Maybe there'd be a bigger user base for all these games to have, and they would sell more copies of games and more copies of PlayStation Plus. Who knows? It hasn't happened, so it could be a benefit. It could be a detriment. Who knows? But the other thing that is kind of interesting, because I see a lot of people talk about how this is very anti-consumerism, that PlayStation should allow us. And yeah, they should allow it. But I understand why they don't. And it's not because of the stupid, the children. That's a dumb reason. The real reason is because it doesn't fit their business interests. It would be bad for business for PlayStation, but they can't say that. And yeah, it is anti-consumerism that they're doing. But to think that Xbox is in the safe and clear on the whole anti-consumerism, that they're better than PlayStation in this area, is kind of not true. And I'm going to explain it here for a second. So Fortnite Battle Royale is a free-to-play game. You can play it on any console for free. PlayStation, Xbox, the phones, the PCs. On Xbox, you are required to have Xbox Live Gold, which is $60 a year, or $10 a month, to play Fortnite Battle Royale. But on PlayStation, it's free. You don't need PlayStation Plus. It's not locked behind a subscription service like it is on Xbox. Now, in my opinion, that needs to change on the Xbox side. The fact that they're charging a subscription fee to play an online game that is free when their competitor, the PlayStation 4, is not charging a subscription fee to play it. It'd be in Microsoft's best interest, I think, to remove that qualification to play Fortnite Battle Royale. That is kind of, for lack of a better word, shitty in my opinion that Xbox Live Gold is required to play Fortnite Battle Royale where PlayStation Plus is not. In fact, when I was looking up some stuff, a lot of games that are free or MMO styled on PlayStation Plus, you can actually play for free. The Elder Scrolls Online, you don't need PlayStation Plus. Warframe, you don't need PlayStation Plus. Smite, you don't need PlayStation Plus. DC Universe Online, you don't need it. World of Tanks, Paladins. All these games on PlayStation don't require a subscription, a $60 subscription to play online. Whereas those same games that are on Xbox actually do require an online subscription. Now, of course, you could argue that we shouldn't be paying online to play our games, which we shouldn't be, but it is what it is. PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold, they're there for people to pay into, and the consoles aren't going to drop it anytime soon. But this is one area where PlayStation is actually being a little bit pro-consumer, or at least more pro-consumer than Microsoft is. The idea of that you can go on PlayStation, download Fortnite, and not need a PlayStation Plus is great. And it's kind of crappy where on Microsoft's end, you do need that subscription. And this kind of reminds me of when Netflix and Hulu and other media apps were required to have Xbox Live Gold to watch them when they weren't on the Nintendo like Wii U and the Wii and the PlayStation 3. It took some time for that to be moved out from Xbox Live Gold and to be free, and maybe this will be changed too. Maybe it takes time. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of hopefully Xbox removes that requirement. Now, also, when you think about it like that, while it's great that you can play Fortnite for free actually on PlayStation, not require a subscription, and some of the reasons I see as well, because because Epic Games hosts their own servers and all that stuff, and it's free, the idea that just because it's free and they host their own servers, makes it so you don't have to pay the subscription fee. But if a game charges money and uses their own servers, then you do have to pay, because the Battlefield games uses EA servers. In fact, all the EA games use their servers. The difference is one's $60, one's free. So that is like kind of weird for me. If you're free, then you don't need PlayStation Plus. But if the game is paid for, then you do need PlayStation Plus. Kind of a weird thing there. Like the difference between the two is what you paid for the game for. Either way, guys, crossplay is never happening. PlayStation's not going to allow it, and it's their right. It's how they want to run their business. Unless they see a significant drop in PlayStation sales, game sales, PSN Plus subscriptions, they're not going to change anything. That's just how it is. And in this scenario with Fortnite, PlayStation might be a little bit more consumer friendly, considering that you don't have to pay a subscription fee to play an online free game, unlike on Xbox. So hopefully Xbox goes the extra mile here and drops that requirement for an online game. Either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, share this out on social media, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. And I will see everybody in the next video. Thanks for watching. Later, guys.